the view from the Herodium.
We're still not on top of the Herodian. Alright, we're on top of the Herodian. You can see the Herodian fortress right here. The palace fortress. And it's called Herodian because it's Herod actually built this mountain. And it's the highest, it's an artificial mountain, and it's the highest mountain in the Judean desert, which you can see all around us. One archaeologist, Jewish archaeologist that's in charge of the sifting project, told us that Herod was a crazy man. Where God made it flat, Herod built a mountain, and he was referring to this mountain. And where God made a mountain, Herod made it flat. He was referring to the Temple Mount. So, but he was a great builder, but an evil man. Right there is Jerusalem, Mount of Olives. You go to the left, the biggest mountain over there, that's Har Gilo, a Jewish settlement. Right below is Bet Jala, is where we are staying. Below that is Bethlehem. To my right is, to my left, that way is Efrat. And if you go around the other way, you're really gonna see desert. And that's where the Dead Sea is. And then behind the mountains is where Jordan is. Alright, we're in the Herodium Palace Fortress. Ruin, of course, as you can see. We're actually standing, used to be a reception hall, and then also it was a synagogue. And right next to it, during the Byzantine era, the 4th, 7th century, there was a Byzantine church chapel built there, and a Byzantine village on the bottom of the mountain. So that was a Byzantine church right next to a former synagogue. And we are on the south side of the Herodium. So that is south. That way is south. That goes down to the Red Sea. Over there is the Dead Sea, that is east, and Jordan. There you can really see the desert, and from here on, it's a lot of desert going down south, especially the southeast side of Israel. This is how the mountain fortress palace on the top of Herodium mountain looked like, or they think it looked like. Here's a mock-up of it, right next to, of course, the ruins. Herod being Herod, of course, he just didn't build one palace as a fortress on top. He built a huge palace on the side of the mountain, and then on the bottom of the mountain, a huge pool in a desert where there's no water, right? So we're gonna go down through a tunnel that leads to the side of the mountain where Herod's other palace is, and his tomb. There were a lot of tunnels built during the Bar Kokhba revolt, which was the last Jewish revolt against the Roman occupation, which was like 130 after Christ, Common Era, what they call now. So they use Masada and here, and so some of these tunnels were built by the Jewish rebels. After that revolt is when all the Jews were expelled from this land. All right, those are original steps right up there. See that? This was a cistern. So he had few of the cisterns built Herod here, where it collected rainwater, and then the rainwater was pumped onto the top of his palace on top of the mountain, and those are looks like original steps and an entrance from the outside to the cistern. This was another cistern. He had a bunch of cisterns built here, and he had an elaborate system of, you see this cistern, and this is on top of the mountain. Then he had the water to get up onto the palace fortress on top. This is on the side of the mountain, theater. All right, this is actually inside a chamber that was a king's private chamber for him and his guests for a theater, which we're gonna turn around. Okay, this is the theater that Herod built, and to your left is where you saw the mosaics. That was his chamber hidden from the sun. That's the stage. So he was looking from the comfort, hidden from the sun, at the stage, and then look at the background of the stage of the theater. Incredible. He was a madman for sure. But the thing is, he always wanted to outdo God. He even wanted to kill God, remember, going into Bethlehem and killing all the babies. And God pretty much undid everything that one of the greatest builders, God undid everything that he built. Are you Salome dancing for King Herod? I mean, she definitely, this is King Herod's stage. Oh, all right. There's Jerusalem over there. And this is the stage of the theater, where right up there King Herod behind those glass would have sat.
Watching me.
Watching Katrina. So she finally got back on stage since she was a little kid, performing at King Herod's theater.
Oh wait, hurts it.
All right, supposedly their best guess is that this was the tomb of Herod, right here on the side of the Herodium, overlooking Jerusalem over there. And this is a model of how his mausoleum, his tomb, they think would have looked like. Of course, there's disagreements if this is the real tomb, because some archaeologists are saying that it's too small for a crazy man like Herod, that it would have been too small of a tomb. But maybe it would have been his tomb. There, or just video? With the dome, that's a bathhouse right next to the pool complex. The pool complex is huge, like a big parking lot to the right of the actual pool. You can see the stone columns all around. So that was a pool which, huge on its own. Build a pool like that in a desert. That man really was crazy. And in front of the pool complex, those ruins, that's a Byzantine village, so somewhere between 4th and 7th century. And there was a church over there as well, in there. So, and to the right, that platform, right here, the platform, that whole thing was his lower palace, Herod. So he had lower palace, pool complex, and on top, he had another palace. And tomb over there to the left with the theater. So this is the whole complex of the Herodium on top. Well, we start at the bottom. This is the pool complex. So this just was the pool, and this was the outside, and this with the bathhouses, and so this whole thing was just a pool complex, much bigger than his lower palace. And then on top he had his fortress palace. There's the theater in the side of the mountain, and supposedly next to the theater is his tomb. And look, I guess they even found a big sarcophagus here that they believe is Herod's. So this is an artificial mountain. And that's how the fortress on top looked like. All right, we are standing actually on top of that house, right underneath the Herodium. This was the pool complex that the King Herod built here. You can see.
We're actually walking on the ruins. Probably get in trouble if we get caught. But there's
I don't
nobody
know,
here tell us not to.
There is no sign, but look how huge the pool was. Look at the mosaic floors. All right, we're still at the bathhouse complex here, part of it anyway. You can see another mosaic floor here, and you can see an entrance over there that still actually has a roof. So that had to be pretty cool in there in the desert heat here. Go jump in the pool behind me over there, and as you can see, the small ruins, structures like these were all around the pool complex. I mean, it was an incredible. Herod definitely was a builder. As I said, always trying to outdo God. But God destroyed everything that Herod built, left everything in ruin.